Hi, so today we are going to start chapter 11 of math. So we are into shapes, but before we do that, yesterday, so April 13th was Jamarcus's birthday, so I want to give him a shout out. I probably missed a few birthdays, so I'll look through those and make sure I give everyone a birthday shout out, but yesterday was Jamarcus's birthday. Also, I want to give a shout out to Noah Smith because he answered my reading question on the discussion board and sent me an email with his quiz answers for the vocab quiz. So I can tell Noah Smith is working hard. I do also want to say I can tell none of you listened all the way through to the Because of Mr. Trupt series, because if you did, I would have some emails in my email box. So make sure that you are listening to Because of Mr. Trupt because I did finish it. So now we're going to move on to math. So I'm going to turn off my emails or my text messages because they always beep, and we are going to start. So today we were talking about polygons. So if you have a math notebook or something that you're using at home to take notes, poly means many and gon means angles. So polygon stands for many angles or angles. Okay. So I'm going to take a picture and then we are going to go through this. So it says a polygon is a closed figure. That means the shape doesn't have an opening. It's a closed figure that has 3 or more line segments that meet at points called vertices. So those are the points. We sometimes say edges, or not edges, corners, I guess would be vertices. It is named by the number of sides and angles it has. To identify the represented polygon in the fortress, complete the table. So we are going to do this table down here. So I know a triangle has 3 angles. Tri means 3, angle means angle. So triangle has 3 sides, 3 angles, 3 vertices, so 3 points. You're going to want to memorize these. Quadrilateral, quad means 4. So a quadrant is 4. So you have 4 angles, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 4 vertices. Pentagon, think of the Pentagon, the big important building that we have for our government, has 5 sides, 5 angles, 5 vertices. You should be noticing a pattern. Hexagon is 6. Heptagon is 7. That's one we don't say very often. Octagon, think of an octopus, has 8. Nonagon even looks like it kind of like sounds like 9. And decade is 10 years, so a decagon is 10. You need to memorize those. It says, so the blank represented polygon, but you can't really see the picture, so I'm going to skip that. Sorry. Okay, we're going to move on. So now we're going to do some questions. Let's see what our book has. So I'm going to show you some shapes, and then we're going to talk about if it's a regular polygon or a not a regular polygon. So let me take a picture. So this says regular polygons. When line segments have the same length or when the angles have the same measurement, they're congruent. So congruent means same. 2 polygons are congruent when they have the same size and same shape. In a regular polygon, all sides are congruent and all angles are congruent. So I know that this one's regular because you can see they're all 108 angle degrees and they all have sides that are 4. A polygon, not a regular polygon, you can see, I'll make this a little bit bigger. If you look at this picture, see how these have 2 and these have 1? That tells you they're different. The ones that have 2 are the same, and the ones that have 1 are the same. And you see these lines have 2 dashes, well, those means those are the same, and these have 1 dash, so those means those are the same. So they're not regular because they're not all the same. That was kind of confusing. I said same a lot. So let me look at this picture. So we're going to label, okay, so it wants to know how these are congruent. Are they congruent by size or are they congruent by angles? So if I look, I can see that this one has 1 and this has 2. So that means my sides are not the same, but all the angles look the same. So these are congruent by angles. I can see these are all congruent by sides because the angles are different. And then these are congruent by, these are regular polygons because they're congruent by both. They're congruent in their angles and their sides. And remember, we read that to be a regular polygon, they have to be congruent in sides and angles. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to show you some pictures and we're going to decide if it's regular or not regular. Okay, so I need to look at the shape and see if it's regular or not regular. Remember, regular means angles are the same and sides are the same. So I'm going to look at this first one. I see all the sides have one dash, so they are the same. I see all the angles only have one, like, horseshoe part, so they are congruent. So that means this is a regular polygon. The next shape, if I look at, also I need to name the polygon. So I see it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that is a hexagon. Okay, the next shape, I see that this line has 2 and this has 1. So it is not the same. So it is a not, I'm just going to put not. And it has 4 sides, so I know it's a quadrilateral. I'm just going to put quad. Number 4. Let's do the sides first. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's an octagon. And I can see it's regular because all of the lines have one dash and all of the angles are only 1. So that is a regular polygon. Same thing we're going to do down for number 5. Number 5, I see all of the angles are the same, all the sides are the same, so that is a regular polygon. Some of you might have wanted to say it was a square, but we haven't learned that yet, so you're just going to put quadrilateral because it has 4. The next one we know is a triangle. Same thing. Actually, see how that angle is definitely not that size, and these ones aren't marked, so I can tell it's not a regular polygon. Number 7, all sides are the same, all angles are the same, so it's a regular polygon, and it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, so it is a heptagon. And lastly, these have 2, those have 1, so it's not regular, and it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so it is a hexagon. Okay, let's look at number 1. It says tell if it's regular or irregular and then talk about it. So it has 4 sides, 4 vertices, 4 angles. That means it's a quadrilateral, and it's not regular because you can see this has 1 dash and those have 2. Number 2, it has 1, 2, 3, 4 sides, so it's a quadrilateral. And it is regular because it's a regular polygon because all of the angles are the same, all of the sides are the same. I can quickly tell that number 3 is not regular because look at this side compared to that, not the same. So it's not a regular polygon, but it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sides. So that's an octagon. It just doesn't really look like one you're familiar with. That is terrible writing. If I ever become famous and they look at my YouTube channel, they're going to be like, that girl can't write. Okay, number 4. I can tell it's regular because all the sides are the same, all the angles are the same. So regular polygon. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides, so it is a hexagon. Number 5, I can quickly tell is a triangle, and it looks like all sides are the same, so it is a regular polygon. And number 6, it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sides, so it is a pentagon. And I can quickly tell it is not regular because look, this has 2 and that has 1 in the angles. Sketch 9 points, then connect the points to form a closed figure. What kind of polygon did you draw? So I just could draw like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let me count that. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Not very pretty. And then 7, just going to go over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's a heptagon. Then lastly, we're going to do the questions that we always do at the end. It would be smart of you to take a second because you want to know if you understand these. So let's look at number 1. Name the polygon, right, whether it's regular or irregular. We did a lot of the same thing today. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 5 sides, so it's a pentagon. And I can tell that it is regular because it's a regular polygon because all of the angles are the same, all of the sides are the same. Number 2, I can quickly tell it's not regular because see how these have 1 line and those have 2. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sides, so that is an octagon. Okay, let's read number 3 and 4. Anne needs 42 feet of fabric to make small quilt. How many yards will she need? So 42 feet equals how many yards? Remember, a yard is bigger, so it's fly to horse, divide, of course, and I know there are 3 feet in a yard, so I'm dividing by 3. So 42 divided by 3, 3 can go into 4 one time. Subtract to get 1, bring down the 2, 3 can go into 12, 14, 4 times, so that would be 14 yards. Todd begins piano practice at 4:15 p.m. He ends at 5:50 p.m. How long is the practice? So 4:15, if I break that hour, that would make that 5:15. And then I have to go from 5:15 to 5:50. So 5 would be 5:20. Let's go by tens. So 10 minutes would be 5:25. Another 10 minutes would be 5:35. Another 10 minutes would be 5:45. And then I'm just going to add 5 more minutes to get to 5:50. So if I add that, I have 1 hour and 10, 20, 30, 35 minutes. Okay, number 35, Jen has 30 breadths. She's organizing her breadths into 6 boxes. She puts the same number of breadths in each box. Write the expression to find out the number of breadths in each box. So she has 30 boxes. She's dividing it into 6. Pretty easy. Melody had $45. She spent $32.75. Then her mother gave her $5.50. So she had, she spent, she added. How much money does she have now? So first I need to do $45. And I'm taking away $32.75. Gonna get rid of these numbers over here. Okay. So when I subtract that, can't do this. So I start over here. This becomes a 4. This becomes 10, but I borrow, so it becomes 9. That becomes 10. 10 minus 5 is 5. 9 minus 7 is 2. Bring a decimal down, smaller decimal. 4 minus 2 is 2. 4 minus 3 is 1. So she has $12.25. But then her mother gave her $15.50. So I'm just going to use some space over here. So $12.25 plus $15.50. 5 plus 0 is 5. 2 plus 5 is 7. Decimal plus a decimal is bigger decimal. 2 plus 5 is 7. 1 plus 1 is 2. So she will end with $27.75. Okay, that's it for today. Make sure you're subscribing to my channel so you can learn. And that's all I got for today. Bye.